In just 3 minutes, I'm going to catch you up on 6 topics we expect this 45-day legislative session to be about. Utah courts have dealt a series of defeats to Republican legislators on abortion, transgender athletes, and most recently, gerrymandered political boundaries. This session, GOP leaders and Governor Spencer Cox want to add 2 justices to the Supreme Court. They argue it is about making the court more efficient, not about making the court more conservative. Recently retired Chief Justice John Pierce said that move would make the court less efficient, and the bottleneck is from a lack of resources at the lower court level. Utah's housing supply has not kept up with demand, and it's expected to get a lot worse. One housing report said that in 30 years, Utah could have a deficit of 200,000 homes. Lawmakers want to create a new state division of housing, bringing 40 or so programs into one place, helping them understand what the state is doing on the issue. We also expect a slate of bills taking aim at topics like transgender people and abortion access. HB 232 would stop Utahns covered by Medicaid from receiving care at one of Utah's 6 Planned Parenthood clinics. HB 138 would have sweeping impacts on the transgender community. The bill would effectively remove anti-discrimination protections from transgender people, stop Utahns from changing their gender on their birth certificate, bar employing transgender Utahns in some positions working with children, and require judges overseeing battles for custody of transgender children to favor parents who refuse to support the child's gender identity. This would be year 5 of lawmakers restricting transgender rights. The state has proposed building a massive 1,300-bed homeless campus, which will likely be a prominent issue this session. Governor Cox has asked lawmakers to spend $25 million to support the construction. This is on top of $25 million lawmakers have already allocated, but still leaves the state about $25 million short of the projected total cost. The campus has been controversial. Homeless Services Board Chair Randy Shumway wants it to include an involuntary substance abuse treatment unit. House Minority Leader Angela Romero called it an internment camp. The governor said that over the past 5 years, education bills have accounted for nearly 23% of all legislation passed. Cox said that additional regulations create a significant burden on schools. Despite that caution, the 2026 session shows no sign of slowing down. On the docket are bills that address illiteracy and screen for learning disabilities like dyslexia, a bill that would make it easier for parents to exempt their children from vaccination requirements, and a bill that would direct the Utah State Board of Education to hire a book reviewer to compile a list of titles that may contain sensitive content. Last year, lawmakers cut the state income tax rate from 4.55% to 4.5%. This year, lawmakers have proposed cutting another 0.05% from that rate. In his own $30.7 billion budget proposal, the governor is not pushing for another tax break. Cox described his fiscal year 2027 budget as tighter after last year's passage of the One Big Beautiful Bill.